Ask Kenny right now. We just went for a quick ride. Got some shots of his car, and just overall blown away. The Alumicraft really is, it's quite an animal. You had fun, right?
I had a blast, as I always do.
That's good. So tell me real quick, when did you buy this car?
I bought it in 03, and
did you build it, or how much of it did you do versus Cooley did?
I did nothing. Cooley did all the frame and the suspension, and a guy named Jim McFarland from MechTech did the original the original motor and drivetrain.
All right.
It was a twin turbo North Star 4.6 with a 2D. And
how long did you run it like that with the North Star?
17 years.
Oh wow. Okay. Because I mean, like I mentioned to you earlier, this is a car that I've seen for a long time. We've seen it out there, and you're always around.
Yeah.
And we've always known it to be the North Star car, right?
Yes. Yeah.
So so 17 years, this new motor is.
This is like the third LS3, but now it's right.
Okay. The third. So you've gone through some trial and error.
Yeah, it's LS3.
Okay.
7-liter.
Okay.
Bored and stroked 427. It's running just a little over 1,000 horsepower.
1,000 horsepower.
To the wheels.
And you can feel it. Do you know what torque number you're putting down?
It's on the sheet. It's like 900 something.
Okay. I was gonna say, I mean, you said you're 120-inch wheelbase.
Yes. Right
on. The first thing I noticed as soon as we pulled out of camp and you jumped on it real quick and just got in the next gear was, I mean, suspension is set up really nice, but the rock back and forth, I mean, the amount of torque just sets you straight back and down into your seat real hard. It lets you know you're there. What's your favorite characteristic about the car?
How it slides.
Yeah.
Because I don't have cutting brakes. I just give it a lot of power, and whatever direction I want to turn, I just let off the gas, and it slides forever. Is there anything that you have either had to, on the Alumicraft, is there anything that you had to change, upgraded, other than the power? Yeah, Alumicraft gave me some bigger arms up front, and I now have 2-inch hollow spindles. The first ones did good for a little while, but I used to like to jump, and it wreaked havoc on them, so Alumicraft built those for me, did an awesome job, and the lower arms are beefier than the originals.
Mm-hmm.
And then the 2.0, it used to be 2.0 internal, and now it's 2.5 in the front. Okay. And it's got 3 O's, triple bypass in the back. Okay,
nice. Power steering is?
E-power steering. E-power steering.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, is that, you can adjust the sensitivity on that?
Yes, you can. I didn't put it in the dash because it's not something you do all the time, so I put it behind the seat where if I need to get to it, I can just spin it.
Gotcha. That's cool.
Got dual batteries. I put this battery, you ought to see up here. It's 25 pounds, but it actually helps to keep the front end down.
Anything you can get, right? I noticed the rear end is so planted, and it takes a second for it to really upsettle and, come back up. But I mean, the front end, you're so planted, this thing is just, there is no oversteer, there's no nothing. I mean, this thing just shoots. It's very nice.
I carry a lot of adrenaline.
Yeah.
When I'm in it.
Every once in a while, there's a couple deep breaths.
And there is nothing like it, I swear to God. You got the drama back home and whatnot, whatever's going on, it all disappears, because when you go out here, not one dune ride is the same. It always changes. So you gotta be on it, or this thing will kill you.
Oh
if
yeah.
You're not paying attention.
Absolutely. Yeah, I do want to. This interior is awesome, and not something that just the style is totally different.
Yeah. I matched the graphics on the outside. I went to 2 different upholstery shops. In the beginning, they said they couldn't do it, so I did it myself. But when I glued it, the glue oozed through, and then I took it to another upholstery shop, and they said, we can do that. So,
yeah, it's very cool. Do you think there's is this the forever car, or you think there's a day that you're ever going to change?
No, this is it. This is my car.
Nice.
I'm the only one out. I'm the only one out here with a sock.
Yeah, I know the flag is actually lets me know it's you first.
Yes.
So I saw you. We were out at Horsepower Wars up in St. Anthony.
Yes.
And how many years have you ran that?
I've been there 7 years in a row for their race. I won it in 21.
Okay.
And last year I didn't do so well because 20 years of gas pedal, the well broke off.
Oh.
I had some guys help me MacGyver it, but it wasn't enough. All I had was 50% of the pedal because there was only one bolt holding it on. But it was still fun.
Yeah.
Still fun. Mike, he runs a good show there.
Yeah, they're
He'll
good.
keep doing it as long as it's, you know, friendly. If it gets aggro,
He's off of it.
He's off of it. Yeah, exactly. I'll be there. It's the first Saturday of August, which is the 3rd this year. I'll be there.
Any plans to the car before then, or?
Just tune it, because right now it's tuned, so I can't get my foot in it because the motor's new and you know, it's expensive.
Yeah, you said right now it only lets you at about half before it starts.
Half throttle.
Yeah, you're gonna need all of it for Horsepower Wars.
Maybe.
Maybe. How much does your car weigh?
Originally with the North Star in the 2D, it was 1760.
Okay.
I haven't weighed it, but with the S5 and this motor configuration and the battery and the arms up front, the bigger spindles, it's probably close to 2,000.
Okay.
So that's just a guess, but I don't think it's much more than that.
Yeah, I mean, really the hardware is what adds up. The 930s to the 934s, bigger CVs, all that.
Yeah.
You had to do whole new trailing arms, or did you just switch out? You just switched out the carrier?
No, the only thing that's changed on them is when they put on these, this was filled in.
Oh, gotcha.
That's
they just
it.
boxed
Those are the original arms. Those are
Really?
the original axles.
Oh, you had 934s then?
Yes.
Oh, gotcha. I didn't know that. Okay.
Original axles.
Nice. And you said it was a S5.
S5 now.
Okay. That's great.
Top speed on this car is 123.
123 miles an hour.
Yeah. I've reached it many times.
I believe it.
Yeah.
I mean, in the races, how fast do you actually get going when you're going up Devil's Dune?
I think when we were there last time, I think a guy had a gun and it was 76 miles an hour.
Okay.
Up Devil's Dune.
That's fast. That's quick.
Yeah.
Gets there real quick. What ultimately got you out into the dunes?
I started way back. 1980, I started with a 90 three-wheeler with the huge balloon tires.
Yeah.
And then I got a 185, and then I got a brand new 200X. I thought that was just king shit. And then 250R, and then Quadzilla, the Suzuki 500.
Cool. King of the hill.
And then a 1600 Volkswagen that I had for 14 years. And then after that, I had a Pinto, a 2.0 mechanically fuel injected with nitrous on alcohol with a propane backup.
Oh my gosh.
But it couldn't keep the tranny in the car. And I sold it for $3,500 to buy the tires and rims for this car.
Did you have to have a lab coat to put that thing, get that thing going, or what?
No, somebody else had built it. I just bought it the way it was and
that's cool.
Just ran it.
So then, as far as Sandcars go, in my understanding, this is your second Sandcar that you've owned, or is this third? Okay, third. Sorry.
Yeah.
Oh yes, yeah. First was the Volkswagen.
First was
then
the
was the
Volkswagen
Pinto,
and the Pinto,
and now this one.
and
Okay,
then
gotcha.
this. And this took me some time just to get used to driving it.
Yeah.
You know, I couldn't do what I do now. It took me probably a good 6 months to really learn the difference in the car. Just
what
because
was the
of
biggest?
suspension.
The suspension.
Yeah, everything.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's a beautiful car, and I joke around. I sent a post out that just said legend status, and I sent a picture of the car just because most people that have been around long enough, and you know, if you know, you know. I mean, this is a kind of an iconic car now, you know.
Yeah, I've got the original side panels on it.
Yeah.
From new.
It's very cool.
John Cooley did them himself.
Man. Yeah. Well, very cool. I'm extremely grateful that, you know, you allowed me to meet up with you and not just do a walk around on the car, but get a ride in it too, which is great. And the first Alumicraft that I've been able to ride on now, that's one of the few. Now I can check it off the list. And
okay.
yeah.
Well, so what did you think?
I thought it was great. I mean, you know, from what I can feel, it's extremely planted. There's honestly, kudos to you and whoever you're working with on your suspension, because it comes on so smooth, but at the bottom, I mean, it just soaks it up hard. And I mean, honestly, the way that it's putting power to the ground, I mean, I don't think you'd be able to keep the front end controllable if it wasn't for how much that is. But overall, the car just feels planted. It feels like a race car. Like you're low, you're centered, and you immediately feel in attack mode. Just leaving camp, you're like, let's get it. Like, yeah. This is what this car feels like.
Yeah.
I love it.
The adrenaline, I swear to God, it just pumps through me.
Just the second you leave?
It takes a good 30 minutes after I'm done to, okay, it's time to chill. Time to settle down.
Yeah, absolutely.
But no, John built a beautiful car.
I mean, it feels the same at full droop, you know, side to side, as it does almost, you know, almost full compression. And that's something that I think I noticed is kind of unique to this car. But
I know the shock setup to Gabe. He used to work for John way back when they first opened.
Okay.
And he's got his own shop now, but he's the one that put together the shock setup. John Cooley is the one that picked out the 2.5s and then the 3.0s for the rear.
Oh, really? Okay.
And then Gabe fabbed them in.
Another thing noted, and I know you have the same sensation, having a turbo and the intake directly behind your head. It definitely it just completely overrules any other sound that you hear as you get on the gas, and it's a fantastic sound. Gets you really excited really quick. Right on. Well, cool. Again, thank you very much.
Thank you.
It's a pleasure.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
It's fun giving you a ride.
Yeah. Well, I'm glad you enjoyed it too. Just as much as I did, it seemed like.